Let us solve the exercise number 3 in the part A of Java lab. In this exercise, we are supposed to write a program to separate odd and even numbers from the file number.txt and place them in two files, namely the OOD.txt and EVEN.txt. Apart from that, we are supposed to write the numbers along with its corresponding count in the output file. So let's go ahead and let us solve this particular problem. I will straight away go to the NetBeans here, and I'm going to click on the file, and I'm going to click on the new project. And in your case, if you are using the old version, you will just see the Java option over here. Just click on the Java and then select Java application. I'm going to select Java Maven. You can select Java Gradle or Java Ant or anything, but I will select the Maven application. Click on the next and write a proper name for that. So let's say even and odd files, even and or you can give any name. Okay, files. Okay. Save it in a specific location. So I'm going to save it in my particular location. So let me go to the D drive, and under my D drive, I'm going to go to the My Documents. So where is my documents, and I will select whether it's PSC Java as my folder, and I will just save it there. Okay, so see to that you save it at proper location, and I'm going to then click on finish to finish it off. So I have the class called as even and odd files, and that doesn't make much of a difference. I'm going to delete this remark statement. This will not make any difference in my program. So I will just delete those remark statements, and I will delete this hello world also. So we need to one file at all. So they said that we are supposed to read from a particular file, and that file is the number.txt. So we need to create this particular file number.txt. How do I create this number.txt? Go to this left hand side over here, and you have this your project and you have your files. Suppose if they are not visible, go to the window, and under this window you have the option to open the projects or open the files. So I'm going to click on the files here because I want to show the files here. So this is my files here, and you will notice here this is not required. Okay, you will notice here this is my project, even and odd files. I'm going to right click on this folder, the topmost folder. This is your project. So even and odd, that's the name I have given to my project. So right click on that particular thing, and then you say new, and under this you have to go for the others. So I'm right clicking. If it is not, files are not visible, go to the window and then select files and select your project. Right click here and then say new other, and then you have to, it has nothing to do with the Java because we are going to create a text file. So just scroll down under the categories. So under this categories, you just scroll down here. So you have Java, Swing, and so on and so forth. Click on the others and go to the last one. Again, these are not the one files that are required. I'm going to say I'm going to create a empty file. So this is what I'm going to say. I will create a empty file. Under the other, I'm scrolling down and I'm selecting other file. Click next and give the name as what they have said, that is number.txt. This is the name that they have given, number.txt. So I'm going to just click on finish. So if you notice the files here again, if you click on the files again, you will notice that number.txt has been created over here. Enter few numbers here. So I'm going to say 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So I'm typed a few numbers over here, and I'm going to just save them. So these files are saved. Remember, it is visible only in your files option over here. If you go to the project, let me close that. If you go to the project, it may not be visible to you here. Okay, it it will be visible to you only in the files. So again, switch between the files and project. You will go to the window and you can always switch between them. Now coming back to the our project here. So that is if you have closed it by mistake, if you have closed it, go to the project folder. Again, go to view window and new project, and then under the package, that is under the source package, and open this thing, and you have even and odd. Double click on it and it will appear here. Okay, done. Now we need to open three files over here, and you know very well, whenever you want to open a file, there can be an exception because the file might have been deleted or moved, or may not be available at that particular location. So I'm going to start with the try here and double tap try. You can just press try and control space. That's the option, and select the first option, that is try catch. I'm not going to do finally here, and I'm going to just press some enter here. So try catch is done for you. Let me open the files for me. So I need three files. The one is meant for reading. So this file is read, and the even number will be transferred to the even.txt, and odd will be transferred to the odd.txt. So from this numbers which are there in the number.txt, I have to read it, check whether it is even number. If it is even, put it in the even file. If it is odd, put it in the odd file. So this is what I'm supposed to do it. So this file has to be read. So I need a reader for reading it. So I'm going to go with the buffered reader. You can go with something else also. Just type buffered reader and control space it. And when you press the control space, the NetBeans will tell you that are you interested in the buffered reader. Press enter, and import statement will be added for you automatically. Remember, during the examination, just write java.io.star will import everything, but NetBeans will import one required files for you. Let it do it, because it's not going to disturb us. So I'm going to call this one as my number file, num5, because this is the number.txt, and I'm going to create a new instance of it. So I'm going to say new buffered reader, and I need a input stream. So I will go with the new instance of a file reader. So just type file REA control space, press the control space, press enter, and the NetBeans will add the import statement for you. And the file reader, if you notice here, a lot of options are there. I am going to give the file name here. So what is the name of the file? Name of the file that I have given is this number.txt. So type it properly, number.txt. So what is given over here, number.txt. Open that file. So this file will be read. This is for reading, and after reading, you have to check if it is an odd. You have to write it to the odd file. So I need a buffer writer. So I'm going to say buffer. Okay. Write WR and control space it, and NetBeans will import it. Just press control space and NetBeans will import it for you. Buffer writer, and there are two writers are required. One is for the even number, other one is for the odd. So I'm going to say even file. As usual, I will create a new instance of it. So I'm going to say new buffer. Just type buf control space it. NetBeans will help you with the option. Whenever you press control space, NetBeans will give you the different options. So always remember that. Just press control space. So again, I'm going to create a new file writer. So just press control space again, and NetBeans will help you with that. Now there are a lot of options are there. I'm supposed to give the file name here. So I'm going to give the file name string, that is the even.txt. So this is the file. I'm going to create it. Now in the same way, I'm supposed to create it for the odd file. So what I'm going to do is I will select this, Control C to copy it, and I'll go down and press Control V to paste it. Next, I'm going to just change it to odd file. Also, the name of the file, I'm going to change it to odd file. So this is going to be OOD file. So I have three files with me. What is that I am supposed to do in this particular? I am supposed to read one line, because you know very well one line contains one number. So I have to read one line at a time, and then they have asked us to give the count of it. So that means if it is an even number, I have to even count. That is one even number, two even number. So this is the even number, count is one. Second even number, count is two. Third even number, count is three. Fourth even number, so I have to count it. So I need a count for even numbers, count for odd numbers. So I need two counters. One will count the number of evens and the other one will count the number of odds. So I'm going to just create them here. So I will create two variables. One is the line. This is one line. So I'm going to read one line at a time. So that is what refers to that one. And I will take int even and initialize it to 0. This will be my count. And I will take odd and I will initialize it with the 0. So the count is, the initial count is 0 because we have not read anything. The number of even count is 0, number of odd count is also 0. Then remember, as I read it, I am going to show the output onto the screen. I am not very sure whether they have uh, shown that particular thing, because as a good thing that as I'm reading, I will also display it onto the screen so that I know which number is being read and which number is not being read, and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the yes out. Remember, just type yes out and press tab, and that means we'll do the needful thing. So this I'm putting dash dash dash, and I'm going to say number.txt. So this will show the content of number.txt. This content, whatever is there, this content from here to here, this I'm going to show it onto the screen. So that is what I'm doing. So I'm saying this is the file name, and I will use the while loop here. So while I am supposed to read the one line at a time. So I'm going to use read one line here. So read one line. So how can I read one line? This is my number file. Remember, it is a buffered reader. I will go to the number file. So this is a num file, and I'm going to say read line. See, if you just put a dot, NetBeans will say that the easiest thing that you can do is read line. Just press enter. Remember, L is in capital, so it is better you take the help of NetBeans so that you won't get an error message. So you will have to read it until you reach the end of the file. So you will start reading it from here. Next one, next one, next one, next one, next one, and when you reach the last one, and if you try to read again, you will be returned with the null value. So I'm going to say you will read it until you are going to encounter null. As long as it is not null, you are going to read the content. Now after reading, what you are going to do? After reading, you are going to show it onto the screen, definitely, because I told you I will show the content of this number file onto the screen. How can I show this one? See, I'm reading one line at a time. So I'm going to show that content onto the screen. So how to do that particular thing? Remember, when you read the number, somebody might have instead of typing 1 4, somebody might have written like this 1 4. In that case, what is going to happen is this is a string, it is not a number, and you will get an exception. So number format may not match altogether. So in this case, you will get an exception. So I'm going to handle that exception. So I'm going to say try, okay, and control space it and just press enter. So there is one more try. Outside one try was there, and inside also I am putting this try. This try I am putting it because when I read the number may not be it may not be integer, it may be something else. Anything can happen. So before I check that thing, first of all, I'm going to show it onto the screen. So whatever I'm reading, that is the line that I have read, I'm going to just show that line. So here I'm reading that line. I'm reading one line from here that I'm going to show. Okay. Then I try to convert that whatever number which is there, I try to convert it into integer. If suppose somebody has written instead of 10, somebody has written 10 like this cannot be converted into integer. So I will get if I try to convert that string into integer, I will get an exception. To handle that exception, I'm using this try catch. Okay. So this try catch is to handle that number format exception. Now Let me convert it into integer. So I will convert it to integer and store it in a variable called as a number. How can I convert it to integer? I will go to the integer, okay, and I'm going to say integer, and I'm going to say pass it as an integer. So what I'm doing is I'm reading this one line which contains a number. This is a string. Remember, I'm reading it as a string because you are reading it the line there. And I try to convert this line, whatever I have read, into integer. And I'm going to store it in the number. If there is any exception, so suppose when I try to do that thing, if I get an exception, so that means suppose when I read here, if somebody has written 1 4 or somebody has written 14 like this, then I will not be able to convert it into integer. In that case, what am I supposed to do it? In that case, I'm going to use the yes out here, and I'm going to say there is an error. Okay, I'm going to say error. And what is the error? Error is this exception object will know what is the error. So I will go to the exception object E here. So this exception object E here, and I'm going to ask it to get the message. That message means it's going to give the detailed message in the form of a string. What has happened? What went wrong? So anything can go wrong. The number need not be proper and so on and so forth. Whatever the error, whatever exception has occurred, I'm going to just show that exception here and with the title error. Okay, done with this part. Now I have read the number. Now I have to check whether it is a even or odd. How can I check it is a even or odd? You know very well. To check that a number is even or odd, you divide it and find the remainder. So I'm going to use the mod operator. If it is completely divisible by 0, then the remainder will be 0. If it is divisible by 2, the remainder will be 0. In that case, you can say the given number is even. So this is the even number. So what is that I am supposed to do it? So when I get the even number, I am supposed to write it into this file, and the name of this file is even.txt. So I'm supposed to write it to in this even file. Where is this even file? So even file is this one. So even file writer is even file is my buffered writer. So I'm going to go to the buffered writer, that is even file. So even file. I'll go to this even file, and I'm going to say write to this thing. So I'm going to say write this string, and I'm going to say write this number followed by /n. The reason is, I will also write it in one line at a time. So one number in one line, so that it is easier. So that is why I'm adding /n. So after writing a number, I will put a /n. That means it will go to the next line. So that is what I'm doing. So I will write to the 5. Then I have to count. This is what they have said. You are supposed to count the thing. So you need to count them. So I'm going to say even count. This is the even that I've taken, even count. You can call it as even count. I have just taken even plus plus. This is the even count. That means I've got one even number. If I get the second even number, so if I get first even number, the count is 1. Second time even plus plus means the count is 2. Third time the count is 3, and so on and so forth. So this is for even number. What if the remainder is not 0? That means if the given number is not a even number, and you know very well that otherwise if it is not a even number, it has to be odd number. So I will not type this whole thing again. I'm going to just Control C and Control V here. This is odd file, so I'm going to say odd file, and I will increase the count of odd. This is it. So if it is a odd number, if it is an even number, you write it to the even file. If it is a odd, you write it to the odd file and increase the odd count. Okay, you have to keep on doing like this until all the lines are being read. So this while loop will continuously execute, until all the numbers are read. So it will start reading from here, 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 and so on until all the numbers are read. Then this while loop will break. After that, what is the next thing that we are supposed to do it? So remember, every time I'm reading a number, every time I read a number from here, I show that number. You see, I show that particular number. So the last thing, what I'm going to do is, this is just to say that the file will start from here and you will have all these numbers, and the last thing is the dash 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 again. This will make the things look beautiful. That's the only thing. Intention is only that. So I'm going to just put dash dash dash, just to say that this number file is ended here. Now we are not done with it. Now what is the next thing that we have to do is, what they have said is write the numbers along with the corresponding count. Now I will also put the count in the file there. So at the end, I'm going to put the count. So I will go to my even file, I'll go to my even file, and I'm going to write, what is that I'm going to write? Okay, count of even numbers. Okay, I'm going to say count of even numbers plus, and I'm going to put even. So this is my count, is it not? Even count. Okay, so this is the even count. So you remember, every time we are increasing the even count, so how many evens are there? Similarly, for odd numbers, I will not write it. I'm going to just copy paste it. So odd file, so you're going to say odd file. You're going to say count of odd numbers. This is the odd. So remember, we are increasing the odd, so we are just showing the odd count. Let us close all the files here. What are the files that we have? So we have num file here, num file dot close, and we have even file dot close. So I'm going to close all of them, and we have odd file dot close. So I'm going to close all of them. So done. Now, what about the this will write it to the file. Done. Then I'm going to show the content. So remember, here I've shown you the content of number.txt. In the same way, I'm going to show the content of odd files and even files. So how do I do that thing? In same old trick, I'm going to use it. So I'm going to use a yes out, and I'm going to put dash dash dash, and I'm going to say even.txt, and then dash dash dash. So it looks nice. Okay, that's why I'm doing it. I'm not it is not just that. Then I need a reader. Remember, I can't use the previous one. Previous one was these were for a writer. Now I need a reader. So I'm going to create two readers here. Okay. So how do I create a reader? Again, I'm going to use the buffered reader. So I will use the buffered reader, and I'll call it as even. I'll say read even, and I'm going to say or even whatever it is, read even, and I'm going to say new a buffered reader, and I will again say new a file reader. Remember, I'm reading it now. And what is the name of the file? So remember, you must be careful with the name of the file. Name of the file is for even. It is even.txt. This is the name of the file. So I will just copy it. For even number, this is the thing. Okay, done. Open it, and then I'm going to use the while loop here. Let me just remove this thing. Okay, I will use the while loop here. As usual, remember, you are going to read the even file. Same thing, you start reading it from the top to bottom until you reach the end. So until you reach the end, you're going to read it. So you're going to say while, same story, you read one line at a time, line, How do I read one line at a time? I'm going to go to the read even, and I'm going to say read line. Okay, and this is not equal to null as long as this is not equal to right. Okay, you are just reading it and you are just putting it onto the screen. Okay, you're going to put that line onto the screen. That's it. To read it and put that line onto the screen. By the way, did I write this number up to the odd file? Okay, done. Done with this one. And finally, I'm going to just use as usual. I'm going to use the dash dash dash. Remember that file will start from here. Even file like this it will come, and even numbers will come, and dash 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 line will come. So it looks neat here. So before I think we'll close that reader also. So here reader, that is even reader, and I will just close that. Close this. Done. Similarly, I will do it for the odd file also. I will just copy this, control C to copy it, and control V to paste it. Remember, this time I'm doing it for the odd file. So I will just type ODD odd file. The file name is odd file. Okay. Now this variable, you need not change the variable, but just to make the things look good, I'm going to just call it as odd file. Okay, and I'm going to read it from the read odd. So this is just a odd, read odd, same thing. Here I'm reading it from the even file. There I'm reading it from the odd file, and the last thing that I can do is I have to close this odd file. So last time I closed the even file, this time I'm closing the odd file. Okay, done with it. So you are reading from the odd file and just putting it into the thing there. Now, what about the exception? Again, if there is an exception while opening file, closing file, or anything, I'm going to say error, ERROR, colon, and I'm going to go to this exception object here, exception object E here, and I'm going to say get the message, whatever message is there. So I'm going to just get that. So done with it, done with it. Just save it and give it a try. Remember, you can run it from here, or easiest way is right click anywhere on the screen, just right click blank area anywhere on the screen, and then say run this file. That's the easiest option. Just run this file. If there is any error, you are going to see the error. Otherwise, it will start opening. And what you notice, this was my file. Okay, and you notice that there was a blank thing there. So in this file, there was this blank line. By mistake, when I talked and talking to you, I did some mistake, and this was blank. You see, this line was blank. And what is the, where is the output? So you can just see the output here. If the output is not visible, click on here, and you get the output here. On Windows, you get this output. If the output is not visible, just go to Windows and output. Generally, it is there at the bottom. And you notice that there was this blank. Let me come back to this. There was this blank thing was there here. Blank line was there. That was not intentional. It just came there. So first thing, it just said the error because that was not a number. I could not do anything with that. Then what it said is okay, that's okay. Then I read all the numbers in the number dot. So this number spelling is a mistake. Okay, anyhow, sorry. I think I need to go to English class then and learn the spelling of number. Anyhow, you can write NUMBER. Okay. So this is in the print line state. So here this error occurred here. NUMBER. It was supposed to be NUMBER. Let me ignore that typo there. Just ignore that. So you have all the numbers which were there in the original files up to 20. So you are reading all the 20 numbers. First number was blank, that's it. So this is the number. Then in the even, you have even numbers. In the even file, you have count of even numbers are 6. In the odd, you have the count of odd numbers are 5. You can see them here. I'm going to remove this black line here now, and let me just delete it, and then save it. Let me come back to the file again, and then I'm going to run it one more time. Let me right click and run it so that I'm going to see the proper output. So you see the proper output. You see that number.txt is the original file. Okay, number.txt. So this is the original file. Then we have the count of even numbers. We have the count of odd numbers. So we have everything here. Now, if you go to these files here, okay, or if you go to Windows and files here, under your project, the name of the project that I gave is even and odd files. If you look at here, you see that all the three files are there. This is the one that I created. Other one was created by the project. You can double click on here and you can see the content of this one. You can double click on the odd file and you can see the content of it. Okay. So this is what you are supposed to do it. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the other exercise. Thank you.